This is Dr. Priyaranjan Trivedi, President Confederation of Indian Universities. We are at the studio of the Indian Institute of Ecology and Environment, and we have with us from France, Madam Catherine Omerin, who is an NGO activist, a social worker who has spent 17 years in Ladakh, and now she is at Pondicherry to really locate like-minded and dedicated NGOs who could collaborate with French companies to give a new dimension to the social service, and also under the social responsibility of business. These companies, they really want to see that the grassroots level work is done in India, especially for those who are poor, destitute, and living on the poverty line. So we welcome Madam Catherine Omerin, and first we would like to know your experiences about India. What have you been doing in Ladakh, and how are you satisfied with the results that you spent time there and help the children, please?
Yes. So, good afternoon. So, from 2000 to 2010, I created my association, Children of Ladakh, and during a visit of the hospital of Leh, a group of doctors requested me to help them in supporting a hostel. This hostel was built by Save the Children a long time ago, and it was an old hostel. It had to be renovated, and there was not many children, only 20, 25. So I accepted to help them, and we signed a partnership, well-balanced partnership between my association and them, and we renovated a big part of this hostel, and we sponsored nearly half of the children of this hostel. So 70 children were there at the end. And I remember something great. When the building was finished, I remember it was finished at the end of 2009, and in August 2010 there was a big flood, and many people died in Leh. It was in August, and the young lady who took care of the children told them to go in the new building, and it saved their life in this night. So I was so satisfied to, because my work and the work of these people, we were in partnership, and all the work of all together saved the life of 70 children. So I will never forget this. And then, as I wanted to continue the support of these children until higher studies, I decided to sign a new partnership with the Ladakh Public School. Then the Ladakh Public School accepted to dispatch the study grants that we could give for these students. Now, I have still news from these students, and some days ago I had a message from one of them who wants to be astronomist. He is in Master of Physical Science in Assam. So I was quite happy to hear this news. So I decided to close my foundation, because it was so hard to work. I was quite alone. My friends gave some money, some families gave some money to this association and foundation, but it was very hard to manage everything quite alone. So I decided to stop this and to close the foundation. And
so your foundation was registered in India?
No, no. At this time, no. My association was French, and and then the foundation was French also.
Okay.
Yes, it was French.
So where you were staying for the entire year in Ladakh, or you were coming in the colder season?
I was coming only 1 or 2 times a year. It was enough to
Now,
see.
when the temperature was minus 40 degrees, you were there, or you were coming?
Yes, it happened. I spent one winter
Hmm.
in Ladakh to see the conditions because I wanted to know exactly what the context was for the children and for the people there. So I decided to go in winter. Yeah.
So what is your new program once you have come to do some new projects and you are in Pondicherry and you said you want to locate the grassroots level dedicated NGOs.
Indian
So,
NGOs.
so
Yes.
what is the program? What will that NGO be doing for you?
So now, I'm just starting, and I was requested by the professor Trivedi,
Hmm.
that you know maybe, and the professor knows my work in Ladakh since 2009, and he was convinced that I could do something special, about this partnership with the people in India, with Indian NGO. And he requested me to come back. I was not supposed to go back to India, because I have 4 children, 5 grandchildren, and I'm happy to have a quiet life also in my country. And so I accepted to come back, and because of this law in 2014, the law about the CSR, corporate social responsibility. So, of course, I thought that if the companies have to give this 2% of the profit, so we could guide them differently, we could guide them in a good way to create some, not to give donation like that, but to create a partnership, to sign a partnership 50-50. Maybe, the partnership 50-50, private-public partnership. It would be great that the government of India could support an Indian genuine NGO, and then from private side, it could be a good idea for social change, and according to the 17 objective of the UNO, 17 objective of sustainable development.
Yes.
So I try my best to have the good contact about this. But I'm not going to live in India. I prefer to convince the big foundations in France.
They want to give money to Indian NGOs.
It would be my wish to motivate them to give directly to Indian NGOs, because we don't need to create something on the spot. Even in Ladakh, I always worked in complementary, in partnership. I never created something special from zero to, it was better to come to with complementary of what is already on the spot.
So that is a good idea. What I was trying to know from you is, if the companies in France would like to give financial support to Indian NGOs, then not only the Indian NGOs are to be registered under FCRA, the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. I think the foreign companies are also to be registered.
I don't think so, because these French companies are settled in India.
Okay, then it's fine.
Yes, so it is totally different. It is not to raise funds with companies who are very far away.
I see.
No.
So
they are settled, and especially in Tamil Nadu, there are 80 companies, French companies, who are settled in this part of
So
India.
they are doing manufacturing activities or what?
Everything, it's very different, So,
Everything means?
So, you have Michelin is the most important. You have Decathlon,
Yes, yes.
gloves for sport. You have.
So if they are in India, there is no problem. They can always support.
Of course, because I consider that the Indian NGO knows the needs much more than everybody else, and money has to come from India. So India to India, it is much better.
We can always guide you because we know many organizations who are into the cleanliness activities. Because Mr. Prime Minister of India has already announced the Clean India movement, where people who are not living cleaner have to be educated about having the need to be cleaner. So about cleanliness, hygiene, sanitation, we have many action programs under the NGOs where funds are badly needed. So if your companies could fund such projects where we could educate especially the poor persons regarding the need to become cleaner and hygienic and better sanitation so that they do not suffer from any problems like diseases, because if one is in a dirtier environment, there are many chances that they will become sick. So there are many other health areas, education areas where we can collaborate. You can collaborate with the NGOs recommended by us.
Of course, and it would be good. And it is also good that the partnership could be 50-50, 50%, because everybody will be satisfied with this.
Yes, certainly.
It will be much better.
So we thank you for your time, and we are sure that the cooperation proposed by you will go a long way in deciding a new paradigm for helping people, especially the NGOs who are grassroots level NGOs working in the rural areas.
Exactly, yes.
They will be benefited more because they really need financial support, if not the moral support. So this collaborative effort where there is a public-private partnership will be very much meaningful and suitable as well as appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.